We know all that, I've been working in this field myself, had the company for the last 12, 13 years, and I've been working with hundreds of entrepreneurs. And we know that the most important thing that they miss is their health, right? They are spending so much time on their business that they forget the most important business is their body. Every time I say, this is my motto actually, when I talk to entrepreneurs, I say, health is not our priority when we are healthy, and it will become our priority when we are unhealthy. Because when you are unhealthy, when you are sick, you forget everything. You forget your business, you forget your family, even, right? You focus on yourself. So it's much better to start earlier to prevent, right? And unfortunately, most of the entrepreneurs, when they get to the age of, let's say, 60, 70, they need to spend all those money that they have earned during these years to spend again into just, get that health that they had when they were like 30 or 40. So since the age of 7, I had this intuition of being an entrepreneur, because I started doing some small jobs when I was a child and creating things and creating groups and teams and lead them to do something together, and teamwork, all of the things. So it's kind of even in my gene, because I had my full DNA sequence, and there is a part that it says that I have the genes for multitasking, and at the same time somehow I have ADHD. I mean, I'm a person that I cannot really work on just one thing like an employee and just do the routine. I like challenges. I like to see, the problems and then find a solution for them. And this is the definition of an entrepreneur: finding the problem and the solution. But for the past 20 years, I've been in different businesses, from real estate to health to media to, consulting, the business consulting to different companies. And what I found is that this is somehow old entrepreneurship for the 21st century, and especially after 2020, after the COVID, a lot of things changed. So this is one background that I have, which I started my company in 2012. So almost 10, 11 years I've had my company. But it was, let's say, 2015 that I found a book called Exponential Organizations. This is a new business model since 2015 that Salim Ismail and Peter Diamandis, probably Peter Diamandis, let's say, they started to create a system for new organizations like Uber and Airbnb. They are based not on the previous 21st century entrepreneurial business model. It's different because they are working like, let's say, Uber is the biggest transportation company in the world, but they don't even own a car, a taxi, or a vehicle, right? So how it's possible? Or Airbnb is one of the biggest company for accommodation, and they don't own a room or a house or something like that. So how? This is based on exponential organization. So I became familiar with this concept, and I started to read about their books and became a part of this organization, and became actually the ambassador and their consultant. So I was just thinking that this old business model of entrepreneurship is not working. We need to change it because the world is changing so fast. It's exponential, right? And then something else happened. In 2017, I became familiar with the organization World Future Studies Federation, which is working on a field called future studies. I don't know, again, if you have heard or not, but it actually tries to, somehow, how can I say that? It's a methodology, right? To understand the future, to be ready for the future, to anticipate the future, and for example, probably you've heard of the strategic foresight and, future thinking, some kind of this work. So I became familiar with the whole concept of the future in an academic way. And then I mixed this with my background, which is I have let's say, the Master of Nutrition, and now I'm studying the Doctorate of Longevity. And of course, I have a DBA, Doctorate of Business Administration. So I mixed all of the things, and I found out that this is not working. I need something much more comprehensive to help the entrepreneurs to survive in 2020 and after that, in the next 10 years. And I came up with an idea of mixing the methodology of future thinking and entrepreneurship and exponential organization and technology, and of course, the health at the same time, and of course, the community, right? That, all of the companies nowadays trying to create their community. So I can say in the last 3 years, I've been working on this notion, and I created a notion called futurepreneurship, which is based on 7 pillars, which I have written a book about it. This is actually the book here. I will send you the link. You can probably, let's say, if you have time to read more about it. So it's based on 7 pillars that I told you now. And it helps entrepreneurs to really update themselves and not to be surprised by technologies like AI, right? In 2023, most of people were just shocked and surprised by the AI and the power of it. And in 2024, there are more surprises actually waiting for us. But futurepreneurs, actually, they are not surprised and shocked because they already see the trends and signals. They already have some scenarios in their minds that what are going to happen. They are using the methodologies that how to cope with all these exponential changes. So this is something that I am trying to create a culture around it. And I've talked to hundreds of entrepreneurs from around the world. And maybe if you are interested, you can join our society, because already we have a Futurepreneur Society, and try to bring this concept to the people around yourself. And it's a big help to them. It actually updates them to a higher level of entrepreneurship that they could not actually imagine it. So it's all about helping entrepreneurs to cope with the exponential changes that we face with. So this is something that I'm trying to just expand and talk about it. And I hopefully will have you, let's say, to join this, and it's just a win-win interaction between us.